All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is my first Tech Hub, so good to be with you guys. Name's Gary Schaefer, Chief Commercial Officer at a company called InnerPlant. Here to talk with you guys today about CropVoice. A little bit about CropVoice, though, we'll get into today is how it works, but really the objective we have with CropVoice, right, is to take the guesswork out of a soybean fungicide decision that either an ag retailer needs to consult with a farmer about or a farmer needs to make a decision on, which actually happens to be about this time of the year. And the way we do that is quite simple. We talk to the plants, right? So we understand that the plants, as a biological system, actually have the answers inside them of what's happening to them, right? And so our goal is to tap into that to understand when and if we should apply a fungicide. So let's talk about how this works a little bit is, right, stressors attack plants, whether those are bacteria, whether those are viruses, whether they're insects, nematodes, or fungal pathogens, right? When those stressors attack a plant, there's specific genes that are expressed within that plant, right? We don't see that gene expression, right, to our eyes. What we see is the phenotype, the response of the plant to that stress, and that can come in a variety of ways, right? So the plant could modulate how it's growing to defend itself from these attacks. It can adjust its roots based on how it's being attacked by a nematode, right? And so the plants, very similar to us as humans, have a number of ways in which when they're under stress, when they're under attack from something, the DNA and the genes within us, same as within these plants, begin, right, our response to that attack. And so at InnerPlant, what we actually think about is how do we understand when that response is happening. And so what we've been able to do and through editing these genes is we insert a fluorescent protein into these genes, into these specific genes that respond when a plant is under attack from a fungal pathogen. So what does that allow us to do? That allows us to know that when those genes are activated, that plant is being stressed by a fungal pathogen and it expresses this fluorescent protein, an optical signal that we're able to see with detection equipment and actually know at that time that a plant, right, is under attack, is under stress, and we should take action, okay? We've done this, we've built a number of these sensors. I'm really happy to be here with you guys today. I mean, for the first time in the history of the world, in 10,000 years of agriculture, just a couple weeks ago in Nebraska, we saw this happen live, and as close to real time as it gets. A soybean plant in a field fluoresced. We detected it with our equipment. We're able to tell farmers right then and there that plants in their area are under attack from fungal pathogens, and they're able to take action. It's an incredible breakthrough. And so we're happy to commercialize this. We'll be going into our third year of it in 2026 and offering this CropVoice product through retail partners to growers across all of Illinois, Iowa, and Nebraska. But there's been a lot of work we've done to get to this point. So we've screened over 20,000 soy fungal events just to get to this point. And we've been able to really perfect this so that the trait that we are inserting into these genes, right, it's specific and it's timely and we can see it. And so we've been able to do that over the last several years in deploying this technology in plots across these three states. And so what does this look like? So is this something I get on my field? I have to plant this? How does this work? Actually, no. With CropVoice InnerPlant, we do all of the work. So part of this product that we offer through our retail partners is we establish a network. Think of a cell tower network, right? When you buy a cell phone, you don't ask where the cell towers are, right? You turn on the phone and you use it and you get the data, right? We establish a network and provide data with our retail partners to farmer customers, okay? And we're providing this data to them to let them know that in these plots that we have placed all over these 3 states, whether or not plants are infected and whether the risk for a fungal infection in soybeans is low, medium, or high. And we inform them throughout the growing season of that. And so we make these plots be very representative of the local area that they represent. Whether those are 15-inch row irrigated beans, 30-inch row dryland beans, the germplasm background is similar to what's planted in that local area, and even the dates at which they're planted matches farming practices in that area. But in addition to the seeds themselves, we detect them, right? So we put what we call light bars across all of these plots. Why? We want to image these plants day and night. We want to be able to capture images of this fluorescence and be able to provide to these farmers in as close to real time as you could possibly know if there's an infection. So these light bars look quite simple, but they're actually high-speed pieces of equipment. They're connected to either Starlink or modems. They upload pictures throughout the day and night to our cloud. Our team of software engineers process those pictures and is looking to see whether or not a fungal infection has taken place. After they process those pictures, the team may say, hey, let's go have a look at this field. Let's go further inspect what's happening, and we'll send out an agronomy team to deploy to this field for further inspection of it. But at the end of the day, right, the output of all of this is that farmers need to receive these alerts, and we provide them in one of 2 ways, right? Our software team would have loved to build another app, but farmers told us loud and clear, please no more apps, just a text message. So we deploy these via text message, which is super convenient, simple, with a link to the scouting report or the disease alert. But we also deploy through John Deere Operations Center. And the reason we do that is quite strategic. Farmers and retail partners implement work plans. A work plan is a combination of an agronomic decision combined with a way to implement that in the field, right? And the combination of those 2 things is a work plan, and that's why the partnership with John Deere Operations Center to deploy these is an agronomic decision that farmers can see on a field-by-field basis, but they could also generate a work plan as well. And this is the way farmers can receive these alerts with CropVoice. So maybe just to summarize, a really, really simple graphic. We talk a lot about the fluorescence of the plants that confirms exactly when a plant is infected with a pathogen, a fungal pathogen in soybeans. But there's also a lot that also goes into this. So we're constantly tracking the weather. We're tracking the forecast for the weather. We've got a tremendous agronomy team that is scouting within all of the plots that we place. But we also have set up our own molecular PCR assay, our own laboratory out in Davis, California, where we sample plant tissues. We send those in to further provide the confidence that, look, it's not just this plant fluorescing, but it's this specific disease that's causing the fluorescence. And, consult with your local retailer on which fungicide would be best to treat this specific pathogen. And all of this information is what goes into CropVoice, and really on the back end of it, right, what our retail partners and our farmer customers see is an alert, which is an aggregation of all of these different data points that we collect and analyze. So with that, thank you. We have a great booth here. If you want to see, I do think seeing is believing, stop by our booth. We have actual glowing plants here so you can see them, as well as our light bar, which we deploy in the field for detection. So thank you guys. Happy to be here for our first Tech Hub and looking forward to many more.